I'd like to call order City of Belton City Council regular meeting Tuesday, August 8th, 2017. Can we have the pledge from Councilman Fletcher?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Might we have the roll call?
Mayor Davis.
Here.
Councilman Savage.
Here.
Councilman Lathrop.
Here.
Councilman Van Winkle.
Here.
Councilman Trutzel.
Here.
Councilman Fletcher.
Here.
Councilman Finn.
Here.
Councilman Newell.
Here.
Councilman Peak. Here.
Consent agenda. One motion, non-debatable, to approve the recommendations noted. Any member of the council may ask for an item to be taken from the consent agenda for discussion and separate action. Motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That motion passes. Congratulations back there, Tom. Just thought I'd better say that to you. Personal appearances, we had none. Ordinances. A motion approving the final reading of Bill number 2017-75.
An ordinance of the City of Belton, Missouri, as a participating agency authorizing and approving a cooperative agreement with Superior Bowen Asphalt Company, LLC, for the 2017 Street Preservation Project overlay finalized in June 2017.
Present.
Motion is second. Discussion. Seeing none.
Mayor Davis.
Aye.
Councilman Savage.
Aye.
Councilman Newell.
Aye.
Councilman Peak.
Aye.
Councilman Fletcher.
Aye.
Councilman Finn.
Aye.
Councilman Lathrop.
Aye.
Councilman Trutzel.
Aye.
Councilman Van Winkle.
Aye.
The motion passes. B, a motion approving the first reading of Bill number 2017-76.
An ordinance readopting ordinance number 91-2073 as amended, establishing a procedure to disclose potential conflict of interest and substantial interest for certain municipal officials.
Present.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. C, a motion approving the first reading of Bill number 2017-77.
An ordinance approving an agreement by and between the City of Belton, Missouri and Mid-America Regional Council, MARC, for partial funding and contract services at the Belton Senior Center.
Present.
Motion and second. Discussion. Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. Resolutions. A, motion approving Resolution R 2017-29.
A resolution of the City of Belton, Missouri authorizing and approving task agreement 2017-1 with Superior Bowen Asphalt Company, LLC, and a not-to-exceed amount of $184,849 to complete an asphalt mill and overlay of East Pacific Drive and East Sunrise Drive between South Cedar and South Scott Avenue.
Present.
Motion and second. Discussion. Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. B, a motion approving R 2017-30.
A resolution approving task agreement number 7 with Olson Associates under the on-call engineering agreement per ordinance number 2016-4187 to perform a North Scott Regional Detention Study in a not-to-exceed amount of $22,288.
Motion and second. Discussion. Councilman Savage?
Minor discussion on it, I think. It seems like we've talked about this in the past. It seems like this has been brought up in the years past. I don't remember talking about it recently, so could I get a little bit more information?
Well, let me say something real quick.
Sure.
This shouldn't have been on the regular menu here. This should have been on the consent agenda, so they do have the money in their budget for this, and they have an on-call contractor, so
True.
go ahead.
True. With that in mind, as you know, the city had a prior contract with Olson Associates, did our master flood plan back in, I believe, 2014. And what this does is this allows them to utilize that additional information so that we are doing a more defined research and study of the North Scott corridor, to look at the possibility of maximizing developable area and site layouts along North Scott, and looking at what our options are for additional stormwater retention.
And we're
in
just
that
looking
area.
at, we're looking at options anywhere in the bottom side?
Right.
Is that generally, okay,
Right.
thank you.
Other questions? Councilman Lathrop?
Well, what you said, Mayor, that they had the budget in there, but in here it says they've taken money out of the capital outlay to do that.
That's correct. As
Have to
the,
transfer it from one to the other.
and that will happen at the end of the year when we do our true-ups of the funding. And what, the very first whereas within the resolution talks about where the funding is at now. And it was originally for monumentation and streetscape at 155th Street. And in consideration for that area that could be developed at a future time, we believe the fund is better utilized to try to develop that area so that it can be beautified and utilized.
Other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. City Council liaisons, anything? Councilwoman Peak.
Reminders, we actually don't meet again until August 21st. But on that day, they're having a 2017 total solar eclipse. They're going to have Great Company barbecue food truck from 11:30 to 1:30, and a free gentle yoga from 12 to 12:45 outside. Some music, the wall supplies last, the glasses that you can view the eclipse with. So that, again, is on Monday, August 21st.
And where's that at again?
That's going to be up at the park.
Which park? Memorial Park? Wallace Park?
Right up there.
Okay, at the community center then.
Community, yeah, I didn't have that in my notes, sorry.
Well, could we write that down, please? Somebody take notes.
One, I know. And then also, let's see, at Memorial Station, Memorial Park, this Friday at 8 o'clock is the high school musical, live on stage. It's free. Even if it rains, they'll just move it inside. They want people to bring blankets and chairs, but no coolers. There will be concessions available. Saturday, September 9th is the Doggy Dip Day. It's a pool party for the pooches. So take your dogs up there. It'll be $5. Humans are free. And that's from 9 to 11 at the outdoor water park. Reminder, the Dash for the Dog Park, which is up at Wallace Park, will be Saturday, September 23rd. 5K, 10K, and the Dog Fun Run. All the proceeds go to the Belton Dog Park. Cost is $35 for the 5K, $40 for the 10K, and $10 for the 1 mile fun run. Check-ins start at 7. And then Saturday, September 30th, sponsored by Arvest Bank from 5 to 10 p.m. in Memorial Park is the Oktoberfest. There will be craft booths inside Memorial Station, lots of family fun activities, 5 food trucks, a couple of bounce houses, an exotic animal and barnyard petting zoo, a classic car show. Martin City Brewing Company will have a beer garden, and free concerts. That's all I have. That'll get you through September, as of now.
Questions of the park board liaison? That was only one big mistake, and you did pretty good. Okay. So why don't we segue into that, what you're going to say during your report right now, since we've talked about the solar eclipse.
Yes, in light of that, in speaking with Shane DeWald, we had some additional information about how the Red Cross is coordinating with local emergency agencies about viewing the path to ensure that we've prepared for any type of emergency we might have. In light of that, we've also ordered additional glasses, the disposable cardboard sunglasses, for individuals that are in and around City Hall to wear. We've got 250 of them on order, and they should be here before the event, which, as Councilwoman Peak stated, is August 21st. If you look on the computer, a partial eclipse will occur somewhere around between 11:30 and 11:45, with the sun completely obscured somewhere around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So we will have those available to our employees and any citizens that may come by that day that should need them.
Okay. No other liaison reports, no trees. Okay, mayor's communication. Our thoughts and prayers got to go out tonight for the Clinton police officer that was slain this week, to the friends and family and the comrades. It's a terrible, terrible situation, and all the mayors in the county have all got together and talked about this. And it's, we'd be really remiss if we didn't mention them, that this is probably one of the worst things in our society right now that we see, that we have to be cognizant of the fact that this happens all the time. It could be our police officers also that we're talking about. And we have to keep all of our officers and their families in our prayers. So if we would, let's take a quick moment of prayer, silent prayer. Remember this and these folks in our prayers tonight. Please bow. Amen. Just atrocious that this is happening. Schools start this week, next week. Next week. I've been talking to a teacher at the back that starts tomorrow. So you guys we've got to let the public know, and that it's going to be school zones again, and we have to be aware of pedestrians everywhere, pedestrian signs, speed limits, school zones. Chief Larkey, are you all ready for all your inspections done throughout the city on the school stuff, or do you start that when school starts?
No, we're done.
You are done? Yeah. So we're all ready with that. Any discoveries there? Everything good?
Everything's good.
So we do start school, and everybody needs to know that, and you have to be watching for kids. So again, a lot of stuff happening in the city right now. So I'm going to move to city manager's report.
Yes, I have two additional updates for the council this evening, Mayor. One of them is we met with Gary Mallory this afternoon to discuss events happening with the Fall Festival that is being held on September 8th and 9th. One of the things that the council agreed to earlier this year in working with Main Street is the utilization of City Hall or the annex to utilize our restrooms. That he wanted one or the other, and so the decision was made to use the annex building to use the restrooms here. He just needed to know because they will have somebody on site that watches the facilities and makes sure that we don't have any extracurricular activity that occurs in our restrooms or any damage of that sort. So we shared that with him. He also talked to us about the lots that we have on Main Street. He said that they want to stay away from those, and so they will be roping those off and would not be utilizing that space. And so I wanted to inform the council of that. And that's it for now. So staff has been working with him. Another item that we have tonight, I wanted to let you know that we have received communication from Randy Grimm with Calvary College. And as you know, they've purchased the building. Oh, what's the name of the building?
That was at the German Club, right?
Thank you. And as such, they have expressed the desire to change the name on that road from Bong to something that's associated with the Calvary College. In researching that, I found additional information that I will be bringing to the council when I bring their request to you that they want to change the name of the street just in that one block area. And it's a reminder of, yes, I understand their concern about the name of Bong, but in researching who Mr. Bong was, he was a major in the Air Force, and what a war hero and what a Air Force hero he was for our country, and how he died at such an early age. But he's got a number of accolades. And many military awards, and he's a Medal of Honor citation, and he's been commemorated in so many ways that as this information comes to you, I'm happy to share the additional information with you, but as we look at these things, he was a major, his name was Richard Ira Bong, And he was born in September of 1920 and died in August of 45 in a flight test. And he actually died on our own soil, but he died in California when testing a jet aircraft. But he has so many accolades and over 45 kills during the conflict in World War II that I'm very concerned about that we lose our source of history when we do this, and that there's a reason why we name our roads and we have statues and we have different items that commemorate an individual. And what I'd like to do is suggest to Calvary, if you guys think it's a good idea, that instead of changing the name on that road because of the inference of what bong might mean currently in slang, that maybe we do some type of a commemoration and put a plaque there that describes and explains why that road is named Bong, and what a war hero he was, and what an example he set for many citizens in our country.
Or we could actually rename the street with his name and his title on there too.
I could do.
But so think about it. Be thinking about what we want to do and how we want to handle it. And we want to be good partners with Calvary also, but
Absolutely.
Also, you know, once we looked at the history, it's, you know, we seem to forget those kinds of things, and it's really easy. So, what's next?
And the next item that I have for you this evening is a map of the new drop-off location located at High Blue Wellness. As you know, we've had been doing, Tom, if you don't mind bringing that image up, so that people at home can see what this is going to be. We've been doing pickup for the last 2 weekends of related damage that people have from water-logged basements, flooding in their basements and in their homes, where they have been able to come in and provide, we've provided free drop-off for our citizens. And unfortunately, this last weekend, we had so much rain that we ended up actually, and had nearby lightning strikes, that we closed the facility. So because school's getting ready to start, we cannot do the pickup again at the school. I'm so sorry if you guys are short one. There you go. We instead have reached out, and Shane DeWald at the Park Department has put a map together as to where drop-off would be. And we're going to have one last Saturday drop-off day for our citizens, and that'll be this Saturday from 8 to 2.
And well, can somebody get on the cursor and show us, you know, so everybody knows the logistics? Which side is do we have a cursor up there at the table? Does anybody want to do it? Oh, can you do it?
What do you want to see? I think
Show everybody where the community center is first.
The community center would be at the top. So the cars would come in around the
Circle.
bend. They would come in, follow the arrows. There'll be a bin on the left, which is bin number 1, as you can see, and then bin on the right. So they go around the barricade. So they're really there's really no way they can go wrong in there because the barricades guide them.
So in the bottom left-hand corner, that's the tennis courts then?
Yes,
Okay. And so that's the soccer fields then at the bottom of the page?
correct.
Okay. So we can all get our logistics then. And that'll be there from what time to what time?
8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday.
On Saturday. Rock and roll. Thank you.
What are they picking up? I mean, what are they dropping off?
They're dropping off flood-damaged items from their homes. We had been doing brush pickup, but we've had to really draw that in. We had individuals that just started cutting down trees and just bringing brush like that when they really didn't have damage. So that's not this type of pickup. This is provided as a convenience for our citizens as it relates to the damage of the floods, not just for a regular bulky drop-off. So.
Thank you. We have any motions this evening? No motions. Any other business? No other business other than the Cardinals and the Royals? What we got? Okay. I'd entertain a motion.
Move to adjourn.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
I think you set a record.